Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new video. My name is Wen. I am a decent chess player with an online rating of around 1900 on chess.com. And today we'll make another video trying to play decent chess against 1500s, which can actually beat me, especially when I'm talking like this. And we'll follow a method, well, let's just call it the three-step method, where we'll first, of course, play just the opening until we know it, until the move we know it. Then we'll, when we are out of book, let's play e4. We'll follow the three-step method, which contains as the following. It's understanding your opponent moves, understanding what your plan is, and then calculating forcing lines and just normal lines, and seeing where this will end up, evaluating what the best move then would be, and then making that move, having calculated everything, having considered your opponent's plans and your own plans. So today our opponent places candy, so let's just make some well, there's actually a lot of options to do here. We could go for a lot of approaches, but recently I've been liking the Blackmar-Diemer Gambit, where black takes this pawn, will develop the knight to c3, so that we're still in theory here. Black will just play any random move, will play f3 always, and if he takes, we'll have a lead in development. Some people play bishop g4 here, and then we play h3. So we're still in book, and if he takes, we take back with the queen. Threatening to take here, so you play c6. Notice you cannot play knight c6 because of bishop e4, and then d5 is a threat. Yeah, I think. So c6, very well by our opponent, and now we're out of book. Yeah, so that was 7 moves of theory. As you can see, I'm not very well versed in my opening theory, and I can see what my opponent's plans could be. So c6 just protects this b7 pawn, but he's also attacking our pawn on d4. And somehow I'm feeling very frisky. We have already sacrificed one pawn. And the way to continue this is to actually, I feel, to ignore that this pawn is attacked. We'll just continue developing, which might be very stupid, and I admit it probably could be very stupid. And to really start attacking somewhere, maybe. So what do you have? We have bishop d3, we have g4, we have... So we're doing our own plan. We have bishop e3 with the idea of long castling, which I also like. So then we are protecting our pawn, but we're also developing with tempo. In terms of calculation, so we've considered our plan now. In terms of calculation, there are almost no forcing lines here. We only have queen takes knight, which doesn't end up well after this, and maybe g4. Trying to go for bishop g2, but this is just biting on granite. This is just, yeah, nothing to be looked here. So I don't like queen takes on f6, which is very understandable. We also have the threat of knight e4, which is not really a threat. You can just take, and then we're just trading down, being down a pawn. So what I most like are one of these 3 options. Let's consider g4 for now. g4 threatens g5. g4, let's say e6. e5, maybe not the best. Then we could play e5, knight here, and then I don't really like this position, and if we trade everything, no good. So g4 maybe not the best. Bishop e3 protects the pawn, so maybe I take my word back for it, and I want to protect the pawn. Bishop e3, e6, long castles. We've developed fully, we're in no danger. Yeah, this seems great. If we calculate further, maybe bishop b4, Bishop d c4 maybe. We'll see. It's not really convincing, but we are doing a not so good gambit. We're taking too much time here. I'm gonna go for a safe route here. We're gonna play bishop e3. So as you can see, although we are doing all the steps, it also takes a lot of time. So bishop e6, we calculated this. He played e6, we castle. So way to make up for it is to hopefully when your opponent goes for the calculation, for the line that you calculated, to just instantly go for it, trusting your calculations. We also calculated bishop e4 and concluded that there's not such great bishop c4. We didn't like it. That's the reason why we didn't go for this with much enthusiasm. So what to do here? We could improve the bishop, but then we're moving it twice. We admittedly could have moved it immediately there. He's threatening to take, and after take we have a ruined pawn structure. So we understand the move our opponent is making. I'm not so enthusiastic anymore about our attack. This is something I should just let go. And maybe it's also something to let go to focus on our pawn structure. We're not here to play for pawn structures things, I guess. So maybe g4. If takes, takes. Let's see, castles. g5. Okay, arrows are really bad. g4, takes, takes. Castles. g5. Knight here attacks this pawn, which is now undefended. That's not great. It's not great. What about bishop g5? Again, we don't have much threat to work with. We don't have checks. We don't have... No, we are looking at a threat here. Bishop g5. Castles. If takes... Queen takes, takes, takes. We are also ruining his pawn structure, but we're down a pawn. Maybe not the best idea. So yeah. What to do now? I have no clue actually. But the thing is with bishop g5, it might be the best poison we have at the moment, if that makes any sense. Because if he takes here, we could recapture with the queen. And okay, I previously said, let's not worry about pawn structure. I take my word back for it. Let's play bishop g5. I don't like bishop d3, as that just feels very passive. Let's play bishop g5. Responding to his threat with another threat, but also defending at the same time. And he plays this. Notice that this is not really pinned, as it would be if the king was still here. So it's nice that we castled. Our king is open. He defends the knight with his other knight and developing. And he's ready to be castling. But what I see here is a threat. Like we could take, and after it takes, he's totally fine, right? But if we add another attacker to the cause, we say your bishop here is not doing anything anymore. It looks like a very good move. And if you, when you castle, we take, 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 and your pawn structure is ruined, my friend. That's the option we do have it there. So we calculated this line. We saw this threat is great. He has to go back with the bishop, and yeah. Now we're forced to review our hand, as now I understand he's defending it, but he's also trying to take here on e4. And when he takes and we take, he can take here and we don't have any compensation. We could play h4. So if he takes, takes, he could take here and take, take, and we have an open g file, but it costs another pawn. And we don't know if this king is gonna castle there. So wisest here might be to just retract it. So bishop d2, anticipating that the knight goes here, and we have this magic distance with the knight, but it's also very passive. And you could also just take here, and then, so bishop d2, take here, and then knight here back. Looks very depressing. So yeah, admittedly, because everything looks shit, it might be that we're slightly worse, or we are just worse. And admittedly, I think it's definitely the case here. So what to do? It's really hard to find anything good here. If you do a developing move, we have the same issue, right? So this bishop is an issue. We have to kind of deal with this issue and pick your poison. We can play h6, we can go back, but that's not good. We can play bishop d3, but then we lose a piece. So h4, sacrificing another pawn. Oh, and this comes with check. Oh, that's actually stupid. I didn't see that. It felt like the way to go, but as I didn't see any good lines, I actually suffered in the pressure, and he doesn't play the best move, which is good for us, maybe, but it's not clear. So, because I'm not very optimistic about the position, I'm just gonna go back, which we considered was maybe not good, because you could just take, and then play knight f6. Very simple chess. But here let's take the magic distance again, but now with the queen. And this is maybe not the best position we've had. We are also losing this pawn if he takes, without any proper compensation, maybe here. And what we really should now focus on is finding counterplay, but also improving the position. And this is also how we find counterplay, by kind of improving the position, right? If he doesn't improve his position good enough, and we get our counterplay, or at least drawn chances. So yeah, our gambit has not paid off well. c3 maybe something to consider. Bishop probably belongs here, and the rook's on open fouls. This pawn is a liability, so maybe g3 is an option. But as it looks right now, we're gonna not have a great time against our opponents. He's just playing very, very, very solid. And he wants to exchange queens. That makes a lot of sense. If we don't exchange queens, he will grab this pawn. So let's say I move away, he grabs a pawn, he's threatening mate. That's not good. If he take, he has knight takes. And he has a great knight standing here. Okay, we have a magic distance, but okay. But what we do have here is a bishop pair. And this bishop pair might be good. How? I don't know. So let's say queen takes, knight takes, c4. Just trying to go for d5 at some point. Queen takes, knight takes c4. Knight goes back to b6 perhaps. Bishop d3. Maybe this. We'll see. By the way, knight takes, this pawn is not hanging because it's defended by the knight. We can go for c4. And we are dealing with dire time troubles here. At least we're having 5 seconds increment per move. And you might see me play a lot more faster without any consideration of the 3 steps I previously mentioned. And yeah, just trying to improve the pieces here. Maybe g3 to have some flexibility here, but I played it too fast and now I dropped this. But I luckily have bishop c3. Yeah. And I have to just cool down for a little bit. Just cool down for a little bit. Nothing going on. 1 minute, plenty of time. So let's say rook back, bishop takes, rook here, bishop here, defending the pawn. That does make sense, so let's go for it. Rook here, bishop here, maybe here and then back. d5, and we take this pawn. So this is already a candidate move. There's this, and we take there, he takes here, and we have this pin, by the way. So now this is attacked twice. And as far as I can see, we suddenly won with intuition, but it makes sense, right? We are still calculating. as our opponent is thinking. So we're thinking ahead. It didn't turn out well when we blundered this pawn, but it did turn out well when we were considering things. And again, this is a thing that our opponent often does, or in my experience, oftentimes when people have a time advantage, they often just screw it up by playing too fast, whilst they have a higher amount of time to think. So he's threatening to take here, but we took there with check. That's what I calculated. And we still have to focus. It's still not easy. We're up a piece, but we're down a pawn. He has two passing pawns, and we have to find a way to stop them or to find counterplay. Well, what's our counterplay? Well, it's nothing here. 3 pawns against 3 pawns, but we also have a passer, and this pawn is running. What we do have to realize here is that the promotion square is a dark square, and this dark square bishop could potentially stop it by playing, for example, f5, bishop c6. Or a rook could stop it by just simply placing it there. So he goes there, and I think the way to go from here is a very good question. I don't know. I'm not an game maestro. For now, we could drop the bishop back, put it back on c3. He's clearly attacking us. That's something we gotta understand here. This check doesn't make much sense. There's nothing concrete about it. Here, okay. We have to then go back like this. Something I also don't really like. So let's go for this one, the most intuitive one, as we still are in trouble. And notice if you play f5 now, bishops can move back, can take back, and we can just snatch off that pawn. Our plan is now to just promote. What's this move? He wants to maybe push the knight here, attack our bishop. That makes a lot of sense. But then we can just move it back right and maybe even go here. We can even do it prophylactically to, well, not get any risk in. And we're just chilling here. If he attacks this again, we just drop it back. And he goes there. What is this plan? Well, we have a lot of control of the squares. The only square we don't have control over is this square. This is defending it all. So we can just go for the plan, I think. Again, no tactics, no checks, no tensions here. We are not attacking really anything. And what we skipped again was finding threats here. Like finding something like bishop b4 or b4. And we should consider that usually. But for now, looking at the time, not what we're gonna do. That's not what we're gonna do. Again, bishop here back. Knight here, it really still doesn't seem to do anything. Okay, e4, threatening e3. That's actually a move we have to think about. And he's also now taking care of this square. So we cannot play this. It's actually a great move. And we're actually gonna do nothing about it. What? You know why? Just pure panic. Bishop here, just here. Or maybe here even. But then here check or here check is possible. Nah. So bishop here. It still doesn't feel bad, by the way. So there's nothing. If he pushes the pawn, I think bishop d1 or bishop c6, c3, so. And by the way, we could have played b4 there, and then he had to move away. Again, these checks are not dangerous. Ooh, but we're promoting. It doesn't matter. And see, if I don't, find something great, you can see that I'm allowing a lot of counterplay. It's just the fact that I don't have much time. I have to make moves. And then when you don't consider your opponent plans properly, you might be on the wrong end, and we did still consider knight d3 to go, but we didn't. I didn't see that he could go to f2, and that's a big gap in my board vision or calculation. But in this case, we're still doing okay after we promote. Notice he cannot really stop it either. This bishop belongs somewhere on this diagonal, while this rook probably belongs either behind the pawn, if my knight was not there, or somewhere else. Let's take our time here to squeeze this one out. There's enough time here. There was also bishop f4. Yeah. But since we're upper queen, I think this is just yeah, easy come, easy go. So let's go here. Oh wait, that's also not the best move, huh? Well, hard to say. If he goes bishop d6, takes. If takes, we have takes here. The rook is also defending, so I think we're still good. If he goes here, then we just take, we check. Yeah, I think we're still good. So as you can see, calculating during your opponent's time, it's probably the most obvious moves I'm calculating, but it's definitely not bad. And here we can even sack the queen, just really simplify the game, as this should just be simply winning. Why? Because we have more pawns than, we have the same amount of pawns as him, and 2 pieces extra. That should be, anytime you have 2 or more extra pawns, or just 2 pieces more with pawns on the board, or a piece more with pawns on the board, you could count on you being the one winning. So +2 in material should usually end up grabbing you the win. Here we just play some simple moves. And yeah, he should actually be resigning, but he's still thinking that I'm very low on time. But I'm not. And we basically won because of time trouble, in a way. We were the ones in time trouble. He tried to flag us. We were unflaggable. And yeah. So if I wait 10 seconds to just intimidate him that I know what I'm doing, he should be the one resigning, but some people just never resign. Okay, let's see. Let's just do nothing. We have built a square. This is actually quite instructive how to play this, because I'm actually not that good at this. We are building a square for the king to move in, and we're slowly making the square smaller. But the best way is to, yeah, was my best technique to let opponents resign, is to just do nothing, just slowly improve the position, let them know that you're not letting this slip, we're not doing anything risky, and yeah, he resigns. It's very nice. And yeah, sometimes you can also just, if it's over the board, you can just look at your opponent and discuss like, oh, this is the draw, that's just, come on man. Well, it might not be, and I got away a few times with that too. So let's analyze the game. I don't think I played very well. We had a lot of trouble in this, in these variations. Let's actually, oh, can I actually change? Yeah, so let's see. So I just removed the banner to evaluate the, and you can, to let you guys see the engine moves as well. So we played a Blackmar-Diemer Gambit, and there's, I think, a very fun line where if you take with the queen and he takes bishop e3, I don't remember. There was something about queen b4. It should be in the opening base. Oh, We can't, we don't have diamond. I think it was something like long castles, and after e6 you have bishop e5 or something. I'm not sure. Alright. As you can see, I don't play that shit. Or was there a3? a3, bishop here, queen there. Oh wait, that's a blunder. Oops. So let's say g4. Never mind. There's a trap here. I cannot find it. The Blackmar-Diemer Gambit. I think someone on YouTube fell for it lately, but we played this variation. I think we took a long time to consider bishop e3, which was actually not worth our time. Bishop e3 actually being one of the best moves. So yes, we took a long time considering the moves. We also considered g4, but I didn't like it. Bishop e3 was indeed the best move, but it's a very brittle way of using your time. In a long game, it was probably very good to take our time there and to reach a better position. But I could have played this instantly, I admit. So he plays e6, we castle long. It's very logical what we're doing. Engine likes bishop d3. This is where the bishop belongs. We didn't play this. And then after bishop e4, we were kind of stuck. So, yeah. We could have just simply removed the knight. We also considered this, but after takes. White's still doing fine. Queen d5. Black is still doing fine, and I don't really have any counterplay. Look at how solid these pieces are looking. The pawn structure is looking. So instead we played a more aggressive move, bishop g5. It might not be something the engine really likes, but it also just kind of stopped him from playing bishop c3 and started him reacting to our moves. Knight e4, one of the best moves, the stop, back, and now we make a mistake. Now we make a very big mistake. Engine says bishop d3, just continue development, and I didn't like this line because of knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes. But I should have realized that you could have probably just take the bishop, and after the queen we captured, we take the knight, and we're actually doing fine. Yeah, it's roughly equal. It's maybe slightly better for black objectively, but for us humans, probably equal. h4, it's very well, it might not be actually that bad. After knight e4, takes. Same stuff, right? Yeah. But I didn't realize I could take the bishop. That was not good. So takes, queen takes, knight there, queen somewhere back, queen there, and we didn't have much other option, we assessed, than to take. If we play queen b1 before example, he is chilling with his pawn structure. He's chilling. This is good. So we were very much obliged to take ourselves, so we don't have easy targets for him. We played c4 back and bishop d3. Here we probably should have played bishop c3, defending the pawn, or e3, c3, e3, or whatever engine suggests. I think c3 is better as it is defended by a pawn. But out of panic, we decided to overprotect this pawn, which is protected anyways. Takes, bishop c3, attacking his pawn, attacking, and here he played very fast. Notice that we have 5-second increment every move, and he instantly played e5 here. After which we took, but also during his time we realized that we could take here, play bishop f5, which we did, and yeah, we took, and this was just easy play. So yeah, that's about the game. I don't think there were any, well, there was this moment where we slipped off the horse a little bit. I think I did say that I have this check. but I totally forgot about it. We still have this check, by the way. But this is where the technique comes in. I was too much of in a panic to execute it. But these grandmasters or people who are better than us, you know, these 2000 plus, almost do this automatically without much thinking. For us, it's not so easy. So here, okay, we still missed this check, but this is just because the position was so winning. We managed to squeeze this out pretty easily. And here we just simplify. There was probably a mate somewhere, but I didn't feel the need to find it with the difference in time. Yeah, so that was the game. We won. We're on a little bit of a winning streak. 1505 rating. Alright, that's nice to see. Guys, I will see you guys next time in the next video. Hopefully with a little bit better way of chess. Thank you. Bye bye.